Hi there, fabulous Aries and Aries rising. This is Kimberly Knox, KK, your astrologer, and we have your 2017 annual forecast, the year ahead, as well as your forecast for February 2017. Welcome to the new year. I hope everything's going fabulous. Thank you for all of you who have subscribed to my channel, who have been watching me over the last year. It's really terrific for me to have this medium to share my passion with you and my interest and dedication to astrology. This is some of the work that goes into creating your forecast. I love that it is mathematical as well as a mixture of intuitive information as well. So, Aries, all I have to say is that big time's coming up for you, especially in relationships and romance over the next year. If you've been, not having that occasion to have someone special in your life, or also children, but that's because you've had Jupiter gracing your 7th house of relationships since the fall of 2016. Jupiter is in Leo now. Libra, I'm sorry, is in Libra. I'm a Leo, sorry. Is in Libra, and this is, for all of us, it's about expanding relationships. But when it goes into your 7th house, this is protection, expansion. You can meet someone who's a traveler from a long distance away, who's an entrepreneur, who's well off. That's all Jupiter is, protective and it's expansive. And Jupiter's rising in your chart also, which is fantastic to know. And because this is all outer work. This is the results that you get from your inner work going on. So let's talk about the year 2017. First of all, 2017 is a 1 year. Now this relates very well to you, Aries. Aries is a courageous sign ruled by Mars. You go forward, you're about what you want, your needs, and it's not all about you, however, because you are in polarity with Libra, so you do have this give and take, but Aries are known to be the front line, the courageous people that go ahead. They're not waiting until everything is perfect. And that's what a 1 is. 1 is very individualistic. It's similar to the leadership qualities of a Leo as well. And it's very replicative of Uranus, breaking the mold and being authentic. And breaking the mold, that's where Uranus is in your sign, Aries. So you guys have been doing that for quite a while now, and it's got a little time left. Spend 7 years in a sign, Uranus does, and that's the 7-year itch, I guess, right? Because it creates sudden events wherever it goes, and it awakens you and opens up. So you have been awakened. And so this is going to be a very exciting year. And why I also say this, because Jupiter is opposite Uranus. Now the first time happened the day after Christmas and Hanukkah. The next time is going to be March the 2nd. And then there's going to be one more time when Jupiter and Uranus are opposing each other. So it expands all of this Uranus energy. Also, we've got the nodes moving into Leo, Aquarius, the nodal axis. This is a mathematical point on the ecliptic. This is where the eclipses then occur. So this is the astronomy that mixes in here. You're going to hear about the eclipses coming up in Leo. There is a exact solar eclipse coming in August. It's already been talked about. We have our final eclipse in Pisces in February, and we have a lunar eclipse in Leo in February on the 10th. So this whole axis, this is all bringing parts of our creative self-expression, getting it out to humanity, and bringing forth what we have. So getting in touch with this, and even this new moon coming up in Aquarius on January 27th has 29 degrees of Leo rising in the actual chart here. So it says this is the time to get moving, and get moving with whatever your creative self-expression is, what you want to bring forward. So that's where the nodes are. So the nodes also, getting back to the nodes, sorry. The 5th and 11th house for you. They're moving out of the 6 and 12. 6 and 12 has to do with health and work. And if you don't have those in balance, then you get sick or you have to go to the hospital. So that's what's been going on over the last year and a half. And you've been having to tweak that and change your patterns. But now the North Node eclipses will be moving into your 5th house, romance. New opportunities for romance if you're married, new opportunities for children, getting pregnant, dealing with your children, or creating something from your inner child, your inner heart. That is Leo. Leo is creative. It must create the sign. That's really great news where these nodes are moving. So the eclipses will be benefiting you. Love given, loved received, the group, other people, friends. Things are opening up. It's going to feel much better. Plus the fact that it's in trine to your sun. And there's a grand fire trine going on around the 23 degrees here. Uranus in your sign of Aries is trying to Saturn in Sagittarius, and the eclipses in Leo, the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse coming in Leo, as well as the nodal axis, are in alignment, all in fire signs. Fire trine is an easy flow of energy to create, and it's there for us. It is supported. Saturn is supporting Uranus now for the first time in trine. So this is saying we have the ability to, through responsible effort and hard work, to create that foundation behind what we want to bring forward. Now, all of the cardinal signs, which are you are one and you are a fire cardinal, so that just means just doing it. That's your energy. You are Nike, by the way. So you've had Uranus in your sign. You've been squared by Pluto, and you have you've been squared by Pluto. You've been opposed by Jupiter, and it's just, you are asked to upgrade. And let's see how you're doing. So this year is going to be much nicer for you. So Venus, the next thing that's coming up for the year. Venus goes retrograde this year, goes retrograde in your sign. So this is deep inner work about what you want. Venus is what we want, what we desire. It's money, it's love. It is our vibrations from the inside. Now, what you think about, you bring about. What you constantly think, it creates itself. So also your vibe, your tribe, all of that, it's your attraction. This is manifestation. The secret is embedded within astrology. So there is no secret. It's just about participating. But the creators of the secret did an amazing job at laying out the principles of manifesting. You can see it in the sky between Mercury, which is the closest to the sun, the CEO, our master planet, and then Venus closest to the Earth, and how they all play off, and then Mars, which is the next personal planet before the outer planets. Mars works with Venus to go get what we want, but Mars can't go get what we want unless we know what we want. That's what Venus's job is. The last time Venus went retrograde was in Leo. Okay, so that was in your 5th house of romance, creative self-expression, perhaps something you are able to, at this point right now, because Venus is in wholeness, you're able to celebrate something that came out of your creative genius, creative energy, a child, whatever it was, because Venus is in wholeness now, and it is bringing forth all of the effort that we put in when Venus was retrograde in August, the summer of 2015, July and August. Very great time. Now, January the 10th, 11th, 12th, it was, Venus was conjoined with Neptune. That was in your 12th house. It was a perfect time for all of us to get in touch with redoing our dream board, tweaking more revision, what we're looking for the future. The universe cannot deliver what you want unless you are clear about what you want. So get it down. You still have time. Venus doesn't go into its shadow until the 30th, and it doesn't go retrograde until March 4th. The midway point to write down is March 25th. Venus and Sun come together. This is a magical time. We get information, good and bad. We may find ourselves in a place where we know exactly who we are. And that's what Venus is all about, because the Aries part of our chart is where we find out who we are. Okay? So it's not about being selfish, it's about knowing. And this knowing, we're going to have that chance through April the 15th. Venus will stay in your sign for an extended period of time because of this retrograde. So it is going to be there all the way through June 6th. And this is great for you because as it goes direct on April the 15th, it stays there. So it brings this beauty and this glow and this attraction to you. So if you do the work on the inside, you have the ability to start attracting. So then when there is a new moon in your 5th house in Leo in August and it's an eclipse, a new relationship can show up. A pregnancy can show up. A creative project will commence after you've gone through all of this. And you're going to feel some of this at this lunar eclipse in February on the 10th. So those are the big areas for you. I forgot one, sorry, Saturn. Saturn is always a concern for us, but Saturn is in beautiful trine now in other fire sign of Sagittarius. Saturn has been in your 9th house. This is getting you prepared because once it moves into your 10th house, all of the work that you've been doing in the 9th, getting re-educated, studying stuff, new philosophies, traveling, whatever this knowledge base that you've been getting, you're going to be able to bring into your 10th house of career and public, this is being out in the public, how you're seen by the public. And it's bringing this all to your career zone. So this is a very big time for you. That's going to happen in December, and that starts a 2.5-year cycle where your status in the world is going to be seen. And all the work you've done since Saturn was down in Cancer, down in your 4th house, and that would have been about 14 years ago, 14 and a half years ago, where you started restructuring everything. And you're coming to that point now. So that's brilliant. Your ruler Mars, before we move on, your ruler Mars has been a little bit drunk this past month in the sign of Pisces, both Venus and Mars behind the scenes in Pisces. So perhaps, at home, you've been enjoying some private time, if you are in a relationship, private time with your partner but when Mars goes into your sign of Aries, January the 28th, and stays there till March the 9th, you have an incredible surge of energy to create. Okay? Use it wisely. Listen, Mars loves to be a hothead. We know that. They are assertive. They are the opposite of Libra. You need to teach Libra how to be more assertive in nice ways. And Libra needs to teach you how to be diplomatic and not just, rip somebody's head off. But it's short-lived, Aries. They get over it, but they definitely can heat up. So you need to be wary of that during this time as well. So let's get on with February 2017, and let's see what this holds for you. It's very exciting coming up. We have the 27th, the new moon. This new moon is in your 11th house of group participation, of networking groups, of your friendships, developing time with your friends. If you were too overworked because the last new moon was in your career zone and you were working, and it was after the holidays and you're just getting regrouped there, well, this is a great time for you now to spend time with your friends. It's also a great time for you to relook over your goals that you have for yourself. January the 28th, we said Mars goes into your 1st house, into your sign of Aries. On that exact same day, Mercury, which was retrograde up in your 10th house of career, goes to 15 degrees of Capricorn, where it was at the point of retrograde. Didn't get to meet with Pluto yet. And this is a very powerful point because this is the point that Mars met with Pluto back in October. So in October, there was a surge of power in your career. Maybe you were putting forth a lot of effort into something that you were trying to bring forward. And now you're going to get information on that, feedback on that, so that you can redirect your way, because Mercury and Pluto are coming together on the 29th. That's a plan. That's deep investigation. Because it's Capricorn, the plan has to do with how am I going to achieve my goals? That's what Capricorn wants to know. That's why they're so successful. They're just climbing up the mountain, keeping moving forward. Goals, goals, goals. Little action steps. So if you want to learn how to be successful, learn from a Capricorn. Or even a Cancer, because their opposite is Capricorn, which they act out as well. February the 3rd, first house, Venus. You've got Venus going into your first house. February the 3rd, it doesn't leave until June. Oh my God, you guys, brilliant time. It is going to be slipping back into Pisces, which is your 12th house. So there's something you need to go and get information-wise. I want to see when it crosses the angle here. When it crosses into back into Pisces, that's going to be on pretty much the 31st, it looks like. Yeah, April 1st, pretty much. April 1st, 2nd, it goes back into Pisces. So it crosses. Now, if you're Aries rising, you could be 13 degree, whatever degree rising, you need to get with me for a personal consultation. I'll help you look at your own chart and how this reflects, because when it crosses an angle, that's a big deal. So Venus is there shining. But when Venus is retrograde, it's not a time to buy new clothes, get new makeup, do a new hairdo, do all the normal things that Venus is when it's in your sign. Get plastic surgery, none of that. Not till after it goes direct. And because this is a time for us to look deeper within so that we can sort out what it is that we want. Now, even if you just have to sit in meditation, like Deepak Chopra says, he says, sit in meditation and just go, what is it that I want? What do I want? What do I want? Clear your mind, and it will come to you. Okay, really exciting stuff going on this month, because you've got Mars in your first house. You've got Uranus there and Pluto at the other angle. All of the other cardinal signs have the same issue, because Mars is activating this clash of planets in the outer angle of the outer planets, Pluto, Uranus, which started in 2012. It's activating them again by direct. Now, when the Boston bombing went off, Patriots Day, the movie, Mars, Uranus were together. That is the energy of Mars and Uranus. I'm going to give you that date so you can put it on your calendar and not blow up at someone, and keep the calm, because it is about setting us free. It is about going forward. The lower use of energy is not productive, and definitely flying off the handle in big anger arguments is not productive. So let's see, we've got February the 8th, Jupiter in your 7th house goes retrograde. It's going to be sleeping for a little while. It'll go direct in June. Not to worry, just in time before the new moon gets into your 5th house. So it's just a time of recapturing whatever you've worked on in the 7th house. It's going to be taking some time to settle in there. We have a lunar eclipse, February the 10th in Leo. That's in your 5th house. So lunar eclipses are big, big, big full moons. Emotional, bringing it to the surface. This is about endings and blooming, full bloom. This is when you see the results. This is the results of the seeds that you planted last August. So these are results that have to do with romance, children, maybe a new baby, creativity. You're going to get information. All of the eclipses, they want you to stand up. The universe, that's why they're eclipses. We get information to help push us in the right direction. And this is the universe saying, listen, stand up and take notice, pay attention. There's going to be action. To take action, we need information. It's similar to Mercury going retrograde. Secrets, what was hidden, clarity, light. We get what was hidden comes to light. Full moons do that. Full moon's about relationships, because it is a full moon. The news can be startling, potentially, but it can open new doors as well, especially the new moons. Major restructuring, reorientation, liberation. Just pay attention to what's going on here. So if perhaps you started dating someone and it's not working out now, it may fall apart at a full moon. However, you've got the eclipse is coming up there. So if you close one door, another door can open. If you don't close a door, you can't open a new door. The people that keep holding on to stragglers from the past cannot clearly move forward, and it's a bit detrimental. Okay, so let's keep going on here. This full moon's going to be real nice. And listen, the full moon is supported by Saturn. It's supported by Uranus. It's a great full moon. If you're working on something creative, Aries, terrific. I love this. And so February the 18th, last quarter, we talked about the quarters. Last quarter moon is like Capricorn. And that last quarter moon, also the sun moves into Pisces. This is a time of you for the next 30 days, going behind the scenes and preparing. This is preparation time because things probably got quite lively for you. And on March the 2nd, we've got Jupiter opposing Uranus for the second time. You know, you'll have a new moon in your sign before that, so things are going to really pick up, and you need to kind of go behind the scenes and take a little breather, because there's a solar eclipse coming up there as well. You're going to see how well you've done with your health and your self-care. February 22nd, now here comes Mars. February 22nd and February 26th, Mars squares Pluto in your 10th house. Do not get into arguments with people and your boss and things like that, but this is pushing you. So it's pushing you to take personal action to transform yourself in your career. That is the most productive use of this energy. February 25th, Mercury moves into Pisces, goes into your 12th house. Your thinking and thoughts go behind the scenes. So there's still some stuff you got to do and work on. You're wrapping up your year, you're getting ready for a new year. It's kind of overlapping because you've got Venus and Mars in your sign, churning up stuff. February 26th, this is the new moon solar eclipse, 12th house. You're going to get information here. Let's see how well you've been working on yourself. This is the last solar eclipse of the Pisces and Virgo axis before it moves on. And also, Mars is in your first house with Uranus. This is sudden, so perhaps watch your personal body, okay, Uranus. Watch getting angry at people and attracting negativity or attracting forceful action. So just, just be careful with that. Otherwise, it is about you taking action to be that authentic, unique, rebellious individual, and that's what makes you most special. So take that action. Use that energy the good day. Planning days. Write these down. We've got February 16th, 20th, 21st, and 23rd. Mercury is all very well aspected. It's taking us through bright ideas, expanding the mind, and then stabilizing. So throughout this month, big things are coming as far as what you are planning. And this is coming from your 11th house of goals. Your 11th house of friendships as well, goals and friendships, so you can really put that together. Okay, Aries, well, I love to give you a few crystals and a few notes on the oils. So the crystals I'm going to talk about is obsidian. This is a great one for grounding, protection, the root chakra, and it would be great for you since you have Pluto at the top of your chart and you've got Uranus on you. You need some of the grounding from this, and I would recommend frankincense and definitely ylang for balancing as well. Reach out to me at Kimberly, that is my name, Kimberly Knox at Instagram. You want to follow me on a daily basis and follow my storyboard. You get information on the health portion of my passion, as well as fun stuff on a daily basis for inspiration regarding the astrology, the weather going on, reminders of my weekly forecast as well, and my KK Astrology page, fan page on Facebook. Email me for your own private coaching. It's a perfect time to get realigned. I do coaching packages to help transform you with your personal self-awareness, and this self-awareness is the step for personal transformation. Make 2017 amazing. I have great, I just know great things are happening for you.